Get ready to care more about an alien rock spider with no face than you have any right to in Project Hail Mary. So imagine you wake up. You've got this big, long Moses beard. You don't know where you are. You don't know how you got there. All you see is this robot arm poking and prodding at you. You can barely speak because your mouth muscles are so weak, and you can hardly crawl, as a matter of fact. You look around, you look out a window, you realize you are really shit deep into outer space. And that's the situation Ryan Gosling finds himself in here. So Ryan Gosling is this school teacher. How the hell did he end up in space? Mostly through incompetence and desperation, not on his part. See, so there's these little alien dots, and they're eating up the sun. The only catch is they're not just eating up our sun, they're eating up every sun. They're like, remember the Stephen King's Langoliers? They're like that. They're just eating. Except they figure out there's one sun where this is not happening to. So this likable, kind of stone cold bitch government director gets Ryan Gosling, gets him on a rocket ship, and ships him out to, like, you got to go to that sun and figure out what's going on because it might be the only thing that can save us. So why is his crew all dead? I don't know. When he wakes up, he just finds them all mummified. Cast that aside, because when he gets to that mystery sun and he finds that cool ass rock spider alien thing with no face, and I got to give kudos to the film crew on this. How they took something with no face at all and just looks like kind of like a rock hand thing and gave it so much personality and made it so funny and so likable. They get a clap for that. I mean, you're going to love this character. I fell in love with him right away. I could watch a whole TV show, sitcom of these two just palling around. Now, are they going to go through pain along the way? Oh, hell yeah. It gets difficult. There's even a great scene that reminded me of Wrath of Khan, where, remember, Spock and Kirk were up against the glass while one's dying? There's a scene like that in this movie. But don't worry, this is a happy movie. I know we need a happy movie right now, and that's what you're going to get. There's even a great scene where there is a huge redemption for a huge act of cowardice earlier in the movie. It's funny, it's original, it's moving. Even the sci-fi angle of it is kind of curbed, so it's not as out there as, say, something like Dune. I think even casual people who are looking for something moving and funny should go see this movie. Remember when Russell Crowe used to go all over the world just punching people in the face and throwing mugs at him and shit, and you'd hear about that all the time? Well, those were the good old days. Now, we've got Russell Crowe playing a Nazi. The second worst Nazi, Hermann Goring, on Netflix in Nuremberg. Seems to me at the beginning of this movie, Hermann Goring absolutely wants to be caught because he's just driving down the road by a platoon in a Rolls Royce with Nazi flags all over it. Not exactly subtle. I mean, nowadays, if something like that happened, he probably would have been smoked right there. They would have just lobbed the tomahawk at him. So along comes Mr. Robot, Rami Malek. He plays Hermann Goring's psychiatrist. He's hired to get into Goring's head so that they can have a quick trial and put that head right through a noose. But they become buddies really quick. They're in jail. They're playing poker. He's teaching him card tricks. And, you know, Russell Crowe's got charisma. He's likable. And maybe that's what Goring had too. It becomes real easy to forget that the guy you're palling around over poker with is an absolute monster. So I was really conflicted over this movie because it is a good movie. And Russell Crowe is really good in this movie. But it really humanizes somebody who was not a good person. You know, you can't go around helping kill 6 million people and then be like, it's all right. He was kind of funny. You don't want to get into that territory. And when you get to the Nuremberg trials in this movie, they don't hold back. They show you all the like gruesome footage that, you know, the army came in and shot when they were freeing the concentration camps. So you need to be prepared to see that. But the movie is educational and it also is entertaining. So I do recommend it for that, but it's not going to be happy. So you got to be in that particular mood to want to learn something that's also really happened and is not happy at all. But it's interesting, especially for history buffs. It comes down to like Hermann Goring, fuck that guy. He died by suicide anyway. He took the easy way out. He took a little pill in jail, he cracked it, and he got to die on a bed when he should have been dangling at the end of a rope. So the NFL draft is almost here. How about them Cowboys? How about the movie the Dallas Cowboys tried to sue over so that you wouldn't see it? It's from the 70s. It's Harry. It's Triple X. It's Debbie Does Dallas. I remember hearing about this movie back in the grade school days. We're talking pre-internet. There was no hub to stream from. There was just a red curtain room at my video store that I wasn't allowed to go in. No razors were harmed in the making of this movie. There's 70s bush. A lot of it. All these chicks are supposed to be high school cheerleaders in this movie, but they all look like they're in their mid-30s. If you remember way back in the Friday the 13th movie series where like, oh, Kevin Bacon's a teenager who's 16 in this movie and they just look like they're 29. It's the same deal in this. Debbie just got hired by the Dallas Cowgirls, and her friends need to raise money in order for her to get all the way to Dallas. And oh, how are we ever going to raise the money that it takes to get there? Yeah, they know exactly how they're going to raise that money. So cut to a lot of scenes where every guy who's in this picture, in this movie, are huge perverts, and they all got $10 in their hand. Apparently in the 70s, $10 got you a hell of a lot further. So for a 70s adult film, is it hot? No, not at all. Maybe it was back in the 70s. I don't know. Maybe things were different back then. Maybe the evolution of porn stars has made them a lot hotter than they were back then. Debbie is obviously the best looking chick in this movie, and they hold her out till the very, very end. The last, you got to watch the whole movie if you want to get to Debbie in there. Spoiler, do they ever make it to Dallas? You never find out because the movie just ends after her scene. They didn't even have the common decency to have like a bus pull up in front of the Dallas Cowboys stadium and be like, oh, I made it. So, oh, and in the last scene, she comes out all dolled up in the Dallas Cowboys like uniform. So I assume that's where the lawsuit came from. And I guess it didn't work because when I was a kid, like, every old man, I would hear this come up in conversation. I'd be like, what the hell is Debbie Does Dallas? You just hear it as you're at a diner or something with your parents, and they'd be like, never mind, you don't worry about that. So yeah, I can't exactly recommend this. I mean, I'm sure you could stream it on any adult service of your choice. It's definitely a relic of its time, but I thought it was interesting.